This week you join us as we take on a new challenge, reconverting this old T4 campervan. In this video we'll be getting to work, stripping the old conversion out and uncovering some pretty nasty surprises. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Yes, you read that title right, we're doing another van. Hello and welcome back to our channel. If you're not new to us, then you'll know we've been travelling around Europe for the last 3 months and we just did a month in Scotland, but now that we're back, it's time to get stuck back into work, and the first thing we're going to be doing is tackling this old T4 conversion. Now this van is not ours, don't worry, we're not selling our Fiat Ducato just yet. This van belongs to a very dear friend of mine. For the next 2 to 4 weeks we're going to be reconverting this van, working on it every single day, pumping loads of content out for you guys, and just showing you what you can do with such an old and small van. But it is already converted, albeit a very bad conversion, so let's show you around. So this is essentially what we're working with at the moment. It's been cladded and it's got a U-shaped sofa that turns into a bed and a very small kitchen with not much usability. The conversion, like I said, isn't the best. I've already ripped some of the ceiling down to check the insulation and it's got pretty much next to no insulation. It's going to be a full strip out. The floor needs replacing, the ceiling needs replacing, everything needs replacing basically. The layout's going to change completely. We're going to give it a full reconversion, strip it back to basics, give everything a good clean and just make this van a proper livable space. So first things first, let's get this van stripped out, back to the bare minimum and see what we're working with. That didn't take too long. Kitchen's out, all of the ceiling's out bar these beams which have been held in. The cladding was held on with cladding and glue. So back to this now. So next job is to take this entire U-shaped sofa out. We're left with a blank space, then we can start tackling the floor. So much effort. Well, just like that, the van is back to an empty shell, all bar the floor at least. So we've got to take this floor out, assess what the floor actually looks like, the actual floor of the van. I think we're going to take a trip to the tip to get rid of some of this wood. Before we go to the tip, let's get this floor out. Floor's not even held down, was he? Right, well, we just ripped the flooring that was down and also the liner that was underneath it. God knows why there was liner underneath it. And we've basically revealed a horrible, rotten play flooring. And based on where the holes are and everything, we think this might be factory. Trouble we're having is the screws are completely rotted and bonded to the floor, which means it's super hard to get the floor out. So we might be here a while. Alright, after much deliberation, we're just going to go at it with brute force. I think it's the only way we're going to get this floor out, so let's give it a go. That's one way to do it, isn't it?
And we think it's stuck, and that's good.
Oh my god.
Finally got the floor up, and now we've got to deal with all this disgusting, rusty, holy crap.
And it is vile.
This is all rotten wood.
Yeah, there is literally just dirt everywhere and there's little bugs living in here. There's bits of rust that we're gonna have to treat and just loads of holes to clear up as well. I thought when we ripped the floor up it would be quite clean because most times when you do van conversions you seal the floor, but this floor was completely rotten and it's just not in a good state. So I wanted to get this stripped and cleaned by this afternoon, but I think this is going to turn into a whole day job. As with everything with van conversions, nothing takes as long as you think. Yeah, we're going to sort this and then go from there. Right, doing our first tip run of the conversion. So good to be back doing van conversions and just getting stuck into it. Although we loved our travels, I was itching to get back into vans. So yeah, first tip trip of the conversion. We need to go to a B&Q as well to get a few supplies because that floor is ridiculous. I've got it looking a little bit better, but we do need to sort the rest before we do anything else. And then we're going to look at putting some battens down and starting the subfloor. Okay, just back from the tip and from B&Q, got all the supplies I need to tackle this rust problem. This is what we're looking like at the moment. It's not perfect by anyone's standards, and I haven't been able to get a lot of the marks up. It's kind of just like really old glue mixed with just grime really, but I've got it as clean as I can. So now I'm going to move on to actually tackling the big rust spots. I've bought some red oxide primer and preventer. So first of all, I'm going to be wire brushing everything to get all the surface rust off, and then I'll tackle the actual prevention and protection of the rust itself. And we should be in a position then tomorrow to actually start the subfloor, which is very exciting. And I've just ordered as well all the insulation needed for the floor. So let's get to it. Now that the wire brushing's been done, time to attack all the holes with an epoxy sealant. This will just prevent any road muck and rain coming up through the floor and just stop the floor getting ruined again. So I'm going to do this, wait for that to set, and then it's going to be on to the red oxide primer. Alright, we sealed the floor, got the epoxy in, managed to fill all the holes, which is really good. They're just going off at the moment, but a few have gone off already, so we're going to attack it now with some Hammerite red oxide primer. I know it seems counterproductive to put red paint on a white van, but you're not going to see it, and it is the best thing in the market. So we're going to attack it with this, let that dry overnight, and then tomorrow morning we're going to get straight onto the subfloor. And the insulation has been ordered as well. So let's roll a time lapse. And now that the van is all stripped out, rust protected and ready for us to start the conversion, we're going to call it a day on episode 1 of the T4 van build. We are really enjoying this conversion so far. We've got loads to fill you in on over the next couple of weeks with the videos to come. We can't wait to show you our progress. But for now, that's it for this week's video. Stripping out the old conversion was a lot more work than we were anticipating, and we uncovered some pretty nasty surprises and a really rusted and filthy van floor. But now that's the thing of the past, and it's been rust treated, so in next week's video we get started with the subfloor and making this van a much more clean and livable space. We really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, drop a like down below, and if this is your first video of ours, consider subscribing down below. Go back and watch the European travel series as well as our travels through the UK, and if you want to see a van build series from start to finish, go back and watch our Fiat Ducato build series, which is what we were travelling in for the last 4 months around Europe and the UK. Can't wait to bring you next week's video where we get started on the conversion finally, but until then, we'll catch you next time.